Cells comprise every living organism, but can be vastly different depending on what kind of organism they belong to. A cell is either prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells are found in the domains bacteria and archaea, while eukaryotic cells are found in the domain eukarya. There are three distinctions between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells contain no membrane-bound organelles, while eukaryotic cells have membrane-bound organelles. Prokaryotes have a single circular chromosome located in a region called the nucleoid, while eukaryotes have linear chromosomes located in the membrane-bound nucleus. Generally, prokaryotic cells also tend to be smaller in size than eukaryotic cells. Animal and plant cells share many features but also have key differences. Both animal and plant cells have a selectively permeable plasma membrane. This membrane consists of a phospholipid bilayer, proteins, and carbohydrates, and regulates the movement of materials into and out of the cell. A cell's surface area to volume ratio is also very important, as greater surface area to volume ratios allow for optimal metabolic function. The larger a cell grows, the lower its surface area to volume ratio, which is why cells are so small. While the membrane is the only structure enclosing animal cells, plant cells have an additional cell wall. This cellulose cell wall allows the cell to hold its shape and also protects it from mechanical damage. This is the reason why an animal cell will lyse when it contains too much water, while a plant cell will not. In fact, plants rely on turgid pressure to maintain their structure. Eukaryotic cells also contain one or more nuclei. The nucleus houses the cell's genetic material, DNA, which is transcribed into messenger RNA and translated into a protein. Surrounding the nucleus is a double membrane called the nuclear envelope. This membrane contains pores that regulate what enters and leaves the nucleus. Ribosomes are responsible for translating messenger RNA strands into a polypeptide chain. They are made up of ribosomal RNA and proteins, and have a large and small subunit. Free ribosomes are found in the cytosol, or fluid portion of the cell, and usually translate for proteins that are used within the cell. Prokaryotic cells contain free ribosomes. Bound ribosomes are attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and synthesize proteins that are transported to the membrane of the cell or outside of the cell. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which does not have bound ribosomes, is responsible for the synthesis of lipids, metabolism of carbohydrates, and detoxification. The Golgi apparatus, or Golgi body, modifies and transports vesicles containing proteins. Lysosomes contain hydrolytic enzymes and break down macromolecules to organic molecules. Peroxisomes are involved in the synthesis of lipids and detoxification through the transfer of hydrogen atoms. Cellular respiration occurs in the mitochondria. The inner membrane of mitochondria is highly folded to provide as much room as possible for the electron transport chain in cellular respiration. An organelle that plant cells have that animal cells do not is the chloroplast. They contain stacks of thylakoids and are the site of photosynthesis. Both mitochondria and chloroplasts have a double membrane, their own ribosomes, and genetic material, and are able to reproduce independently of the cell. These are lines of evidence for the endosymbiont theory, which proposes that mitochondria and chloroplasts were once free-living prokaryotes that became engulfed by a large prokaryote, giving rise to eukaryotic life. The central vacuole, a large fluid-filled membrane-bound vesicle, is also only found in plants. The cytoskeleton supports the shape of the cell, helps the cell to move, and controls some cellular activities. The cytoskeleton consists of microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate filaments. Microtubules are large fibers made of tubulin that motor molecules can move along. Microtubules form spindle fibers during cell division, and form cilia and flagella, which play roles in motility. Cilia and flagella are typically organized in a 9+2 structure, with 9 pairs of microtubules surrounding 2. Microfilaments are smaller fibers made of actin, and offer additional support to the microtubules. Intermediate filaments maintain the shape of the cell and position of organelles. Everything found within a cell, except for the nucleus, is included in the cytoplasm. The region of the cell just outside of the plasma membrane is called the extracellular matrix. This matrix consists of glycoproteins and is responsible for transmitting external stimuli into the cell. Plasmodesmata are channels running between plant cell walls, allowing materials to be moved between cells. In animal cells, tight junctions, desmosomes, and gap junctions allow for intercellular interactions. Tight junctions involve the fusing of portions of the cell membrane. Desmosomes link cells together, and gap junctions are channels between animal cells that molecules can pass through. And that is all for this video.